Hi, I'm Carl Thomas, and I'm not qualified to show you any of the things I'm about to do. Welcome back to the channel. We're still working out some issues on my Chevy Silverado. We got some overheating issues. Both the engine is telling me it's overheating. I'm getting transmission overheating. And before I tried to work on my paint and all that, I took it to the car wash and they broke my antenna, and you would not believe a project it is to replace an antenna and antenna wire in a Chevy truck. We're gonna go ahead and work on that today. Stick with me. In today's video, we are continuing the theme on my Silverado. Things just aren't nearly as simple as you think they're gonna be. Now, I know there's a ton of YouTube channels out there where the mechanics are master mechanics and they have every tool and they know every diagnostic, but that's not the case for me. I'm of that mechanic class that has to scour the forums hoping that somebody with some level of information and knowledge can help me figure out what's going wrong. And by and large, I still often have to just try to switch out parts, seeing what fixes the problem. They broke my antenna at the car wash, and the tutorials that I saw online, it's like you gotta pull the dash, but there's a way around that. There's actually two ways around that. One, you could just splice in the coaxial cable, which is not that complicated, but the other way is even easier. You're gonna use some trim tool to pry off this little piece here, and now you see how it's broken off here at the base. This stud comes up. This doesn't go down into it, it comes up. One option is to take this off and splice in a new one. And the first step is I have to remove this little rubber washer here. Go on Amazon and you want to search for Easy Fix Chevy Truck Antenna. I'll have a link to this in the description. Check this out. There's a couple different kits. I'll show you the one I bought. I bought this one, and what it does is this thing right here, this is the broken part of your antenna. It breaks off right here. And this is a cable that goes all the way to your radio. So the people that you look online, they have to pull their dash to get this cable out. But what this does, this just slides down on top of your antenna, and then you tighten it down. So you pull the little rubber cap off, slide it on, and then you screw your new antenna on right here. Now the thing is, you have to grind this down with a file or something to get it nice and level so you can get a good signal to your antenna. Then you just want to search for a replacement antenna. I think I found the best one. Listen, I don't know that it matters which one you get, but look, they're like $16, under $20. Whatever you do, don't be that guy and get the bullet-shaped one. Just don't be that dude, right? Don't. Just don't. Get you a good one. This is a good one right here, but I'll put a link in the description of the one that I think is the best. All right, now I got wet rags all along here, and I just want to kind of hit this and see if I can't just level it off a little bit. Now we just get this little piece. You put this little adapter on, you tighten it down. Screw on the new antenna, and there you go. Saved you about 10 hours worth of work. Looks pretty good.
To watch live TV.
So there you go. Before I put in this new antenna, I would just get so much static on every station, and now it's fixed, and that's it. So that's how we fix the antenna. Shortcut, cheater, maybe, but I got the project done. I told you, I'm not qualified to do any of these repairs. But now we got to tackle some of these overheating issues, the engine overheat, which says, got to shut off your air conditioner. And I'm in South Florida. We can't be living without air conditioning. We got to get that fixed. And I'm still having this temperature heat issue. And so we're going to try to look at all this. All right, let's go. All right, if you have the 4.3 liter Chevy 6-cylinder engine, you got engine overheating, turn off AC. You want to go ahead and switch out these two things. They're both relatively cheap, and you want to get the AC Delco parts. Let me show you exactly what you're looking at here. You want to switch out the thermostat, which is right there, and you want to switch out the temperature sending unit, which is right there. Now, I know my engine is not actually overheating, but I have this dual problem that happens. Number one, it tells me that my transmission temperature is overheating, and it just dings. And when I watch my transmission temperature, it often is 0, like it shows no reading, and then it shoots up to 249, and then it goes to 140, and then 250. And what happens is, when I hit the gas, it goes really high, and then it comes back down to normal. And I know that the transmission's not overheating because sometimes it happens right when I pull out of my driveway. Accompanied with that, every now and then, I will get the engine overheat, air conditioner off warning. And again, I know it's not, wind. Now I know it's not actually overheating because I watch the temperature gauge. It's right in that normal range. And then the alarm goes off, temperature gauge drops to 0, the fans stay on, I pull over, I reset the error, I clear the code and everything, plug in the diagnostic tool, clear the code, and everything's fine. So I know it's not actually overheating. So there's two main things they often say. It's either your temperature sending unit or the thermostat. And so I'm going to do those two today. They say it could be the ECU, could be the wiring. I'm pretty sure it's not the ECU, but I am fearful it's the wiring. So let's get started. So I got the temperature sending unit, I got the thermostat, and I also got some antifreeze for when I change this out, I might lose some fluid. Okay, let me let you in on a little secret. I am no Francis Ford Coppola. I'm not Casey Neistat. Man, recording these videos is hard. And so here I'm replacing the temperature sending unit, which is kind of on the rear lower part of the left side of the engine, facing forward, left side. And I have a camera focused right on it, but all the camera is capturing is the back of the light I'm using to illuminate the area. I got nothing worth looking at in my engine bay footage. But I ran into another problem, which is what happens when I work on things. Number one, the loom that goes around wires, it's so brittle. If you have any suggestions for loom that I should buy to replace the old loom, go ahead and if you would comment, that would be super, super helpful. The other thing is, when I took the plug off the temperature sending unit, it broke. The connector came apart. And so now I'm looking at it like, you know, you fix one problem, but you create two more. So here I am working away. It comes apart, but I get the new part in. And the next thing I need to do is work on the thermostat. Oh, fuck. One of the things I keep teaching my son is that tools are money. I have this little flex head ratchet. I haven't used it in years, but I probably got that. I'm pretty sure I got it when I was in the service. That means somewhere in the early 90s, I bought that ratchet. And I started a new little tradition for myself that whenever I do a project that saves my family money, I take part of that savings and I buy new tools with it. And so you probably saw in my Tuesday tool video, the ratchet that I bought, the Capri flex head that I bought to replace this ratchet. I want you to know that I have something on the ground that's catching the antifreeze that is hitting the ground. I'm not just, you know, the turtles are fine, right? The turtles are fine. But this is a pretty straightforward project. When you replace the thermostat, you got to make sure you got the gasket underneath there to keep it nice and locked in, and that everything's going to be sealing really nice. And I'm sure there's a torque spec for this, but you know, I just Guten tight and ought to be good enough for it. And yeah. All right, day 2, we're back working on our coolant system. And when I went to plug in the new temperature sending unit, the connector just came apart, basically. So got a new one from Amazon. We're going to go ahead and solder it in place. and be done with the project that we're calling, which was a theme, ongoing theme, why can't things be easy? So I'm going to go ahead and get started on that now. Like I said, tools are money. You can buy the most expensive tools out there, but if you're not a professional mechanic, you're wasting money. I would love to have, Snap-on this and Matco that, but I don't need tools that expensive. I need solid tools that are going to last and make money and save money for my family. You could do some research online. I have found some what I consider prosumer or good tools for DIY projects. I'm not beating on my tools every day. I'm not earning my living through these tools. These tools are saving me money. And it doesn't make any sense to spend a ton of money on a tool to save $20 on a project. It doesn't make any sense. So I buy tools that I know are going to last for the stuff that I'm using them for. The other thing that I teach my son, tools are money, and the job is not done until the tools are cleaned and put away. It's really easy after a long project to be like, oh, okay, I'll put the tools away some other time. And then they just pile up in bins and in drawers, or worst of all, you don't know where they are because the last project you had made them disappear. So the job is not done until the tools are cleaned and put away. Here I'm using some solder joints for the wiring in the new connector that I purchased. I found these solder joints that you heat them up with a heat gun, and it melts the solder, it solders them together, and it covers the wire in that waterproof shrink wrap. So I really like those. They work really well. My only problem here is that I have to get some wire loom to protect all my wires. And if you have a suggestion on wire loom, if you put it in the comments, I'd really appreciate it. And hey, while we're talking about comments, put a comment anyways. Why not? Show some love. All right, there it is, all plugged in. Got it in the loom, even though there's a little bit that's not. I got to get a little more loom, but it's plugged in, and we're good to go. So I have that swapped out. I got it all soldered in. Look what happened to the plug as I took it apart. That's was left of it. Let me see if I can't. That doesn't look like that's good enough. So I'm super glad I changed that out. Here's my ongoing problem, my crazy transmission temperature. I don't know what's going on with that. Take a look at the plug right here. Now this is the plug that goes into the transmission control unit. And I know the temperature is a yellow and a brown and black. Now look at these two brown and black wires. Does it look like these have been messed with to you? Look at that. The two brown and blacks look, they have like they've been soldered. I wonder if someone's been in here trying to figure this out. But it says in pin 50 is the yellow. And there's only one yellow, solid yellow in this entire harness. And that is right here. Now I have no way of knowing what 50 is. On my little plug here, it says 1 there and 37 here, but That, I don't know if that helps me. 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. So I don't know. I don't know what pin 50 would be. But this is the only solid yellow one. And I'm wondering if I just cut this, if that would just keep my transmission temperature thing from constantly going ding, ding, ding. So if you have any idea about that, you know, let me know. Here's the loom. I'm going to plug it back in, and let's see if I at least fixed my temperature problem with the engine. Let's make sure it's still working. All right, started. That's a good sign. And we have a temperature reading, so that's a good sign. Trans hot idle engine. Oh, and then look at that. Oh, that's so frustrating. But it looks like our temperature is working. And, you know, so at least that's good. Well, that's it for this week's Chronicles in Futility. I did get the temperature sensor and the thermostat switched out. I don't know if they were a problem or not. Hopefully that fixes the temperature problem I've been having with my truck. I chased that wire and I was wrong. I probably put it in the video. Coming from the transmission temperature, it is a yellow and black wire and a tan wire. So I'm glad I didn't mess with any tan and blacks. I don't know what they do. I think one is to the torque converter clutch and the other one does something else. I don't know why those were cut. I don't have any idea what's going on there. I still may snip the tan line to see if that just gets rid of my transmission temperature, because I honestly don't know what to do to fix it, and I don't think it's really a problem. But that's it for this video. I think we'll shut it off here, and go ahead and hit like if you would, and subscribe if you want to watch me try to figure out more truck stuff and my garden, and I gotta get rid of this car right here. You can watch me try to do that at some point, and that's it for today.